trouble over certified mail, as you all aware. Explain to me why on the 13th of September, Peoria Police Department can send registered mail to my son at his home. You all know where it is. You know, that's no secret. But the next day you send registered mail to him at a home that I used to live in that's vacant. And a month later, actually 6 weeks later, you do the same thing again. What?
So issue number 7 is, why did the police department use the correct address?
Why did they create the problems they did for me with this stuff? When they had his address right there and sent it on the very next day, they sent it to a vacant house that I used to live in. And the only reason I know that, sir, is because the mailman happens to know me. But this one was my mailman's day off. So it really got hairy.
So the issue here is, why did the police department use the correct address?
To me, this is creating problems that don't have to be created.
Okay. Mrs. Karr, was it the same correspondence that was in each envelope?
I don't know. I don't open other people's mail. When I called here, in fact, we were working with an FBI agent who ultimately, you're aware of the fact that that letter was handed to me when I called here.
Ultimately, this letter? I'm not aware of how, no, I have no awareness of how you...
I came over here, sir, because I called you about this meeting we talked about before that Great Miller said. I need to explain it. Okay? And I called the office because I was still real upset that this wasn't going to happen, and I wanted to know why. And I heard from personnel here that you were all in a meeting. Keystroke, you and Berg, and a whole bunch of you. And I couldn't talk to anybody. But I also heard that that meeting was going to break up around noon. I looked at my watch, it was about 20 to 12, and I thought, well, you know, the smart thing to do would be just to be there. Because they're all there and just ask them that simple question, which is what I've come over here to do. I walked into your reception area there, and of course, as soon as you say the name Karr, the whole city of Peoria changes. It's absurd, but it does, and you know that. And what happens? I'm asked to stand there and wait, which I do. Fine. Up comes Strobe, who I know never laid eyes on before, had no idea who the man was, with this registered letter in his hand. And yes, well, I know Dave's been looking for this registered letter. Nobody knew where it was, but it was here. And I thought, I think I'm just going to get out of here. You know, I don't want a problem. Okay, so off I went. But at the time we were dealing also with the FBI, who has all this information filed up, and so does the Department of Justice. You want to know, because that's what they felt to deal with. But, and he said, don't open it. Because you don't know who put it in there. We had people denying that they had written him letters and said things that were in letters, and I mean, I was out of that, and I didn't want to be in it. So I called over here thinking maybe I could just get a phone, you know, fax me a copy of whatever's in that envelope. It was told, put it in a plastic bag. That's what we were told to do. Well, I got insulted, as you well know, for asking for a copy of that letter. A letter that they handed me. Well, it wasn't addressed to me. I don't open other people's mail. I never have in my life. And I'm sure I was curious as to what was in it.
So who...
Janice told me.
Janice met you?
I don't know, Janice. They don't give their last names. You know that, too, and I know there's 2 or 3 of them around here. They're nice people in other instances.
She told you. What did
I have to make her... Oh, she told me she didn't know where the correspondence files were kept.
She did not know where the correspondence files were?
Yeah. She didn't know where the correspondence... And I asked her how she kept her job over here. She didn't know where the correspondence files were kept. And yes, you know, I was heated. I was angry. No question about it. But she said that I would have to make a written request for such a thing, so I did. I mean, I just had a pencil in my hand. You probably got a copy of it. And I said, consider this your written request. And I faxed it over here. And the response was, I am now banned from the Picaralo complex. For bothering people.
Who told you that you were banned?
Oh, I got a letter. That's what I knew with you. I think it's either signed by you or Steve Bird. Could be Steve Bird. But I haven't. I haven't.
Okay, I'd be interested in seeing it.
You will see it. I guarantee you. I'll put red ribbons on it and see it together. Because I was insulted. I mean, can you understand? I wasn't trying to pester anybody.
No, I understand.
I got people giving me directions. Don't open it. Put it in a plastic bag.
Did your son ever open it?
I believe ultimately, yeah, they do. And then Steve Bird got angry because his name apparently was in a letter that he said he didn't have anything to do with. I mean, this stuff is just absolutely, you know, Okay, you sent it to a vacant house. The house is not even living.
Did your son ever give you a copy of the letter?
Oh, I'm sure he's got a copy of the letter. If you'd like to have it.
I don't know. Did he give you a copy of it?
I don't know if he did or not. I mean, I have so many. Ask my friends here. You could.
That was the letter you were trying to get. That was the letter you were trying to get. You were talking about getting a copy of.
Yeah, but I just was curious as to what was in it. I didn't come over here to get a letter or anything. I came over to find out why this meeting was canceled, but I hope to take these things up before they got so far on hand like they are now.
So the subdivision number 7 is really, why did the police department use the correct address on that mail?
Yeah, that's number 7.
And then, in fact, after you called and looked into that, the interaction sheriff of the city attorney's office regarding the correspondence, regarding what Janice told you, and the rest of it.
Yeah, I thought, gee, it would take 2 seconds just to stick one in the fax machine and give it to me instead of going through all this. And then Steve took exception to the text that I wrote it down and asked for it, like I was told to do. And yes, I was angry. I will not stop for a minute and say, oh, well, you know, Miss Nice here, I was angry.
So it's really 2 parts.
Angry at the amount of my life this stuff takes up.
The police department not using the correct address for 2 your interactions from the city attorney's office. Is that correct?
It's not correct. I'm getting a little confused myself.
Now let's move on to issue number 8.
Issue number 8 would be my issue number 9. And I want to address the failure of the Peoria Police Department to investigate the fictitious hit-and-run accident for which I was criminally cited. And the criminal citation was subsequently dismissed.
When did that accident occur?
8/8/2000. I got a telephone. You want to hear something?
Yes, right?
Okay, I'm going to show you.
Don't hear about it.
I got a telephone call in the afternoon at my home from some insurance agent that I'd never heard of, telling me about my car having been in an accident that day. And wanting to know
Your police, your insurance.
he wanted to know my insurance company and my president.
And what was the, can you tell me the make and model of the car?
Oh, thank you. Can I tell you the make and model of what car?
The car that was supposedly involved in it.
My car I drive?
There was a car that the insurance agent told you was involved in the accident.
My car in the truck.
Okay. Well, can you tell
You've got a police report, I think. Oh, yeah.
What's the police report number?
Oh. I don't, but I can furnish you with that. You don't have to go look them all up because I have it.
It occurred here in Peoria?
As it occurred, like most things do around here, at the Home Depot parking lot.
The 81st in Peoria.
Absolutely. So they tell me. That's gross.
So, there was this, and then apparently from what you told me, you were cited by an officer.
Ultimately, okay, I didn't know what this guy was talking about, and I said, I'm sorry, I don't know who you are, or what you're talking about, and I certainly wouldn't give you any of my private insurance information over the telephone.
Yeah. Okay. So then what happened? So that there was that telephone call.
So then what happened? So I called Peoria Police and said, what's happening here?
So the person that you described that claimed to be an insurance person calls you up and says you're causing an accident.
Yeah.
You
I get $1,500 worth of damage.
and so then you called the police department after you talked to them. And what
That's why I called my son. I said, I have no idea what is going on. Well, give me this guy's phone number that called you. So I did. The insurance agent. And then I called the Peoria Police.